Annyeonghaseyo! Hello, welcome to episode 2 of our adventures in Korea on Jeju Island, my wife Hunju's birthplace. Today we started out on the Gwakji-Gwamul Beach Trail, a beautiful cobblestone nature walk running along a breathtaking stretch of the coast. The black lava rock, sculpted by the ocean waves, creates simply beautiful vistas.
That's coming up fresh water. We used to laundry here, take water, some water. They cool. Can you imagine? We used to work under the storm without load. This is a beautiful load came out. But it's convenient and good for us. But it's bad for here too. It was more prettier, less people here at that time.
Hyunju says this new path was not here when she was a child. At that time, they had to climb over the volcanic rock rather than walk down this smooth path. I like this amphitheater for those who want to sit and listen to the symphony of the sea and perhaps hear the henyo's whistle. This cafe really caught my attention, using recycled doors and shutters as its siding. And of course, after a coastal walk, I'm hot and hungry, so it's time for a delicious dessert. This is similar to Hawaii's shaved ice, but with a Korean twist, using strawberry or chocolate or sweet red bean toppings. Mashisoyo. Delicious. Painted conch shells decorate this building. Too bad I didn't leave room for some mango treats. That afternoon, Young Sun, my wife's youngest brother, took us to the incredible Hallam Tropical Park. We were lucky to arrive in time to see the brilliant red lilies in blossom. Their color creates a landscape that looks like a painting. A statue of Dal Harabong greets us as we enter the park. Plants from all over the world have been imported and survive well here. Young Sun and Hyunju sit in front of a stone garden nestled amongst intricate bonsai plants and trees. This park is most famous for the Sangyong Cave. Sangyong means 2 dragons. I expected a small cave, but instead entered a mammoth series of caves, creating lava tubes as the lava flowed from Halasan volcano centuries ago.
I'm in a cave, which is Jeju Do. It's very cold inside. It's amazing and beautiful. Is it cold? Like temperature drop down. I feel like some 70, less than 70. Oh.
You are flying in the cave.
Oh. Yeah.
Outside of the cave's natural rock sculptures are interspersed with beautiful vegetation. There's even a recreation of a village from the Joseon period. As we prepare to leave the park, a curious ostrich says goodbye to us. That evening, we joined the family for a delicious fish feast. Young Sun loves someg, soju mixed with beer. He's a true pro. He uses a spoon to open the beer bottle.
이럴 때 아니면 못 먹어.
내일 라면 하니.
Cheers! Kanbei! The soju brewer was having a promotion and gave me 100 won, about $1, for every bottle of soju we ordered. As if we didn't have enough to eat, later that evening we went out for some anju, Korean bar snacks, dried fish that goes so well with beer or soju. I may have drank too much soju because it looks like this anju is looking back at me. The next morning, Suk-young drove us to the east side of the island. It was very different, with horse farms and wind turbines. Our destination was the Jeju Do rock. Villagers are known to bow 4 times when passing by. The first 2 bows are for the goddess Sumundae Halmung, a benevolent and beautiful creator of Jeju Island. The last 2 bows are for General Kim Tong-jung, who sacrificed his life protecting his country from an invasion by the Yuan dynasty. As we scale to the top of this huge rock, the scenery and views of the surrounding countryside are beautiful. On the way down, the rugged coastline reminds me of Hawaii. At the base is another Henyo village, and here, the ladies of the sea will teach you how to free dive while holding your breath as they do. That night, we met up with Hunju's friends Sung Mi and her husband, Dr. Han, a local veterinarian, and Ju Yun. Can you imagine these 3 girls as teenage friends? What a handful they must have been. For dinner, we had delicious pork belly barbecue with many side dishes, as usual. And in Korean restaurants, the side dishes are bottomless dishes. You can ask for as many refills as you desire. After dinner, instead of heading to a cafe for coffee, which is the custom, Dr. Han and I convinced the ladies to join us for soju outside of a convenience store. I always see this on K-dramas and wanted to try it for myself. Kanbei! Cheers! I guess we didn't overstay our welcome because the next day Dr. Han and Sung Mi took us sightseeing. After a tour of the university campus that they are alumni of, we headed to an outdoor restaurant for lunch for some Korean comfort food. Their specialty is dakgomtang, Korean boiled chicken. I think every culture has a variation of this dish. It was very delicious. Next, we headed further up Hala Mountain to the Gwanumsa Buddhist Temple, where an episode of the K-drama The Extraordinary Attorney Woo was filmed. The ornate grounds soothe the souls of many visitors. We entered a small cave used as a shrine. I was amazed at how warm it was, simply from the candles there. A giant Buddha is the centerpiece of this outdoor temple. Buddha is surrounded by statues of hundreds of protectors. Don't forget to make a wish for good fortune before you leave the grounds. This unique structure is a Japanese tea house on the mountain, surrounded by lush fields of green tea. And of course, whether it's tea or coffee, sweets are abundant. That evening, Suk-young and Jane took us to a weekly fair. Crafts for sale, games to play, and kids can catch their own pet fish. Food trucks are now a thing in every country around the world. If you desire a more bustling scene at night, this street is where the high school and college kids hang out on Friday evenings. Always be careful of that delivery motorcycle racing past you in the crowd. The next morning, after some Jane time, we met with Young Hee Kang. He and his wife befriended my wife during her high school years. Hee Kang took us to a traditional Korean barbecue, and instead of pork, he spoiled us with expensive beef barbecue. After lunch, he took us to the Saebil Cafe. It is a resort building near the Saebil Orum volcanic cone. The resort was reborn as a cafe and bakery. I've been teasing you about the amazing Korean cafe society, so here's the real scoop. Koreans seldom order coffee or dessert after eating in a restaurant. Instead, they move to a cafe. And I'm not exaggerating, there is a coffee shop or cafe on every block in Korea. A twosome place must win with the most locations. People go to these cafes for coffee and delectable pastries at any hour, day or night. I would go to a cafe every morning by myself to order an Americano and pastry. I know just enough Korean to place my order. Americano jusseo, and I'd point at my desired pastry. Back at Saebil Cafe, we looked out at the volcanic cone, and I learned how Koreans stay so skinny in this cafe society. They walk and exercise continuously. Yes, those are people walking to the top of that cone. For our final day on Jeju Do, we spent it sightseeing.
Very fun and considerate when it gets really hot here in the summer and people are waiting to get across the street by a stoplight. All they do is stand under the huge umbrella and they don't have to sweat inside.
For lunch, we tried a restaurant where the locals eat.
Today we're doing Jeju Do, Korean dumplings. Next course, Korean gimbap. So fresh, so good. Much better than Japanese sushi.
And of course, we had to buy some souvenirs. That night, Hyunju's stepmom took the family to the Red Submarine for our final dinner. Outside was a pool with a henyo float and net, and the pool is actually a giant lobster tank. Everything was fresh from the sea and expertly prepared. So delicious. Mashe soyo. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Next, we fly back to the peninsula, to the exciting city of Seoul. My heartfelt thanks to Hyunju's family and friends for their love and hospitality. Kamawo. Gamsahamnida.